Namaskar, good afternoon to all of you. Thank you once again for coming for this regular briefing. I very much appreciate your understanding for the rescheduling of this briefing from yesterday to today. I have a very small announcement to make. I had mentioned about the post office passport Seva Kendras last time, about 85 of them. I am very happy to tell you that it has been decided to open another, that is the 86th Post Office Passport Seva Kendra at Nellore in Andhra Pradesh. The Ministry of External Affairs and the Department of Posts will be working closely for the early operationalization of this new passport Seva Kendra, Post Office Passport Seva Kendra. I am now open to questions.
Hi Gopal, my question is on Pakistan's statement on Kashmir yesterday, though you have already made a statement on that. But what we see is, on the one side the political leadership is talking about having conducive atmosphere for talks with India, but on the other side they are constantly raking certain issues, supporting the separatists. And of course they have an old line that Kashmir is a old, unresolved issue. How do we see this situation? Do you think that the talks can happen when you are engaging separatists and calling them it's a freedom movement? And on the other hand, you are also trying to indicate that you want to have talks.
I would think that you could rightfully direct this question to the Pakistani authorities, because what you say in your question is clearly two different things, two contradictory things, if I may say so. So it is perhaps your question could best be answered by the Pakistani authorities as to how these two things can be carried on together. As far as the government is concerned, it's been a very consistent and clear position that Pakistan has to walk away from terror. Terrorism emanating from Pakistan and affecting India and affecting not merely India but other neighbors of Pakistan as well has been the core concern, continues to be the core concern, and we would like it to be effectively addressed by Pakistan. Insofar as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, that also I have nothing further to add to what we have said yesterday.
Mr. Bagli, I have a related question with Pakistan. We heard about a letter that Prime Minister Modi has written to his counterpart. Could you share some details? Because we heard that he has written about, develop in the Lahore High Court. The government could not provide enough evidence. So do you think that still not enough steps are being taken by... All right. Thank you.
Do you want to prioritize? Okay. Well, the Prime Minister had, you are right, had addressed a letter on Pakistan's National Day to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Nawaz Sharif. That's a normal courtesy that we do to all heads of states or governments. And I think there is nothing unusual in that. Insofar as what you say about the dialogue or possibility of a dialogue, I don't have the details of the letter. I don't know the language of the letter in great detail. But I think the Prime Minister may have mentioned that India would like to build a relationship with Pakistan in an environment free of violence and terror. So I think that should answer your question. Ranjit and then Elizabeth.
United Nations Security Council has endorsed China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Do you have anything to say on this?
And where has it endorsed the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor?
No, in United Nations Security Council resolution.
Which resolution? I'm not aware of a resolution which has endorsed the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor.
Mr. Bagli, there was a statement from Pakistan which said that we are going to have talks in Washington, or in the US on this Indus Water Treaty, and they had mentioned specific dates. So are we doing that, or are we going for those talks, or What is could you give us any details about the Indus Water Treaty talks?
I distinctly recall that I had mentioned last time about the Indus Waters Treaty mechanism that was to meet last week in Pakistan and which met last week. That mechanism, as you know, is called the Permanent Indus Commission, which is a bilateral body comprising the commissioners from both sides. The commission indeed met in Pakistan on the 20th and 21st of March. It's a treaty obligation. The commission is mandated under the terms of the Indus Waters Treaty, to which we are a party. It is mandated to meet once every year, at least once, and by tradition that 1 year is a financial year. So long as we are party to the treaty, it is incumbent upon us to fulfill our treaty obligations. And it is therefore that we attended the Indus Commissioner, India's Indus Commissioner attended the meeting of the Permanent Indus Commission last week in Pakistan. I must say that our team has since returned. They had detailed technical discussions, and they have returned from these discussions. We are in the process of assessing these deliberations on various technical matters that the Commission is mandated to undertake, and which were on the agenda of the Commission. So pending that review and assessment that we'll make, I would not like to speculate about any hypothetical contingencies, such as the one that you mentioned.
She wanted a clarification.
I had to say what I had said.
Okay.
But thank you for being sympathetic to ladies.
So, sir, I wanted an answer on Vijay Mallya. So, we had formally made a request to the UK for extradition of Vijay Mallya. Has there been any response from UK authorities on that? Because in the last few weeks, there were also high-level talks between the two governments on extradition-related issues and how to speed up such cases.
Insofar as I am aware, I think somewhere in the month of February 2017, which is the last month, the UK government, specifically the Home Office of the UK government, had conveyed that the request of India for extradition of Mr. Mallya has been certified by the Secretary of State and sent to the Westminster Magistrates Court for a district judge to consider the issue of releasing a warrant. So that's where it stands.
Sir, I am Akhilesh Suman from Rajya Sabha TV. This is my first meeting, so I was in Manipur covering elections, and I also went to near Myanmar, India-Myanmar border. Now, what I found that at the time when elections were going on, a village near Howland Phai, I had also alerted you about it. Myanmar's army came inside Indian border. They destroyed the wooden mills that were functioning there. They took the equipments inside Myanmar, and they have not returned till now. So are we aware of this, and any action, any talk on this issue?
Thank you, Akhileshji. First of all, I think some of the aspects that you mentioned are more appropriately dealt with agencies outside this ministry, security agencies, etc., and other agencies which are on the border. Insofar as our larger cooperation with Myanmar is concerned, we do keep engaged with them, and whenever such matters appear or are raised, we take it up with the concerned authorities in Myanmar, and we'll continue to pursue that. If we have any update on the matter, a specific case that you have raised, I will let you know.
Sir, I am Sirish, HMTV Telugu, Andhra Pradesh, sir. Yesterday, 2 Indians murdered, especially they are from Andhra Pradesh, New Jersey in USA. Are you received any information on that issue, sir?
Thank you. We have learned of this sad incident of the death of 2 Indians. I think there is a lady about 40 years of age and her young son. And so it's a very unfortunate incident. We do not know the details of the case or the cause of their death. We are in touch with the U.S. authorities who are trying to ascertain the details in the matter. As and when we have the details, we'll let you know. In the meantime, if the family requires any assistance, obviously it goes without saying that our consulate and our embassy in the United States will be very happy to extend.
Her husband has taken in custody. No?
That's what I indicated, that the U.S. authorities are investigating all the aspects of the case. I don't know if he has been taken into custody, but yes, we are in touch with the U.S. Embassy here and we are ascertaining all the details.
Sir, yesterday in a television interview, West Bengal Chief Minister has made many comments on the Tista Water Agreement, and particularly the visit of Sheikh Hasina. She said that she is not been consulted by either by the MEA or the Government of India till date. So my question is not getting any reply what he just said. I am asking whether MEA has taken initiative to involve all the stakeholders or the chief ministers who are the bordering states of Bangladesh for the coming visit of Sheikh Hasina and to resolve obviously on the pending issues.
Thank you very much. I would not like to comment on the Chief Minister's remarks in an interview. On the larger issue about the visit of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh and the issues to be taken up at that time, obviously it's going to be a very important visit for both countries, and we certainly hope that it will consolidate further the constructive and very close friendship and the mutually beneficial ties that we are developing with Bangladesh. And I have also mentioned in my earlier briefings that we'll do a separate briefing for the visit nearer to the date of the visit. So I can at this stage only address your question in a very general term, which is that you have seen that the approach of the government is quite federal. In fact, the leadership of our government has put a lot of emphasis on cooperative federalism. The agreement, like again with Bangladesh, the land boundary agreement, has been not only entered into, but it has been the necessary bills have been passed in the parliament. It has been implemented. And obviously, it could not have been implemented without cooperation, not only of the state governments, but obviously all the stakeholders. It has been smoothly implemented. So the government's approach will obviously be to consult and take on board everyone concerned, all the stakeholders. And I'm sure that nearer to the visit, perhaps we'll be in a position to share more details with you on that.
This is regarding New York Times editorial yesterday. The editorial was very critical of Prime Minister Modi's choice of Adityanath as UP Chief Minister, calling it a huge rebuke to minorities and also a step towards converting India from secular to a Hindu nation. What is your view?
Well, Priyanka, thank you for that question. You know, the thing is, and you all are in the media, what can I say? The editorials and opinion pieces, they are all subjective by their very nature. But this particular one that you mentioned is particularly subjective. And wisdom of doubting the verdicts of genuine democratic exercises is quite questionable, both at home and abroad. Thank you.